Thanks for coming to hear the Court on the Street. And me, my hair, whack. My gear, whack. My jewelry, whack. My foot stance, whack. The way I talk, whack. The way that I don't even like to smile, whack. I am your whack host, Vince. And him, I think I'm going to ask him to get me a 9 iron for this episode. No, a 5 iron. No. Yeah, let's go with the 3 wood. We're just YOLO. He is your caddy host, Josh. And that was fun because I didn't write any of that. I didn't have time to do shit, so
You really should have taken the sand wedge.
Oh yeah, 3 iron, 3 wood, sand wedge, same thing.
With sand wedge will help you get out of a shit situation more than a 3 wood.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I'm just going for it. Luckily, I found a Vine intro where this dude, freestyle, except I was lucky enough to find a Vine where someone was just yelling about some dude being whack. So that's that. Yeah, Wade D. It's fucking whack. Can't even skate transitions.
Oh, how terrible. Disappointing.
But me? I'm tight as fuck. Okay, that's the intro done. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm here.
We sure are.
Holiday season approaches. People are wonderful. Things don't get under my skin ever.
No, why would they? I will say that if my math is correct, this episode airs basically right before Christmas. So this is our Christmas episode.
Ooh. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and everything.
I've had that
Merry Christmas Kwanzaa or whatever the hell that
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
Yeah, that one.
I've had this mashup of Last Christmas, and break stuff.
Okay.
Stuck in my head. Last Christmas break stuff. Is this what I'm thinking about? Yeah. Okay. I'll have to find this mashup and post it for you because it's fucking dope as hell.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. It's just to hear the do 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 do, and then just one of those days where you don't want to wake up.
That does sound good.
This is one of those days. Yeah. How about a fun fact? Do you have any fun facts?
I sure do. Did you see? This is a fun fact, but I feel like you would obviously know it because Mr. Science Man. Hot water will turn into ice faster than cold water.
I'm not sure about this. I have heard this, but I'm not sure about it. I've heard arguments and seen demonstrations both ways.
I don't know. It's listed.
I know, but I also don't know.
The fun
maybe I'm thinking about it the opposite way. Maybe I thought that cold water boils faster, but I don't know. Water's weird, man.
Water is weird.
I mean, most things like condense get more dense when they get colder, but water being the cheeky little bastard that it is, gets less dense and floats on itself.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It is weird. Water is an interesting thing to say the least.
Yeah, water sucks. Let's ban it.
No, we kind of need that.
Need what?
Water.
I don't even know what that is. It's been banned already.
Oh.
Yep. You don't need it. Just drink Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah. Like that have you seen that video of the 97-year-old woman who she drinks 3 cans of Dr. Pepper a day?
No, I have not seen that.
It's hilarious. It's just a video of somebody talking to her. And they're like, so we hear you drink 3 cans of Dr. Pepper a day. She goes, I absolutely love this stuff. I drink 3 cans every day. And I've had 2 doctors tell me that if I continue to drink it, it's going to kill me. And they both died before I did.
Yeah, that sounds like the lady that you want to be taking health advice from, but not really.
It's just hilarious. She's like,
maybe there's some.
She's the equivalent of Joe Biz.
Maybe there's some Maybe there's some reaction going on in her body, right? She's had enough lead poisoning in her life that the Dr. Pepper is just leaching the lead out of her body.
Well, it's
I
like
don't know.
Joe. His diet consists of cigarettes, Labatt Blue Light with lime, and bland turkey
The
wraps
road soda.
with lettuce and olives and no dressing and no cheese. And it's like I feel like he's gonna live to be like 300.
I feel like we shouldn't be taking health advice from cockroaches.
No, we definitely shouldn't.
Like literal cockroaches. I'm not calling these people cockroaches, but you know, okay, let's move on. This is Court on the Street.
Joe Biz, he called you a cockroach.
Joe Biz doesn't know how to work the internet. He's never going to listen to this.
That's true.
I wish. What did I say? What are we called? Court on the Street? What do we do? We take words generated from the puzzle word game Quirtle. There's 28 of them. Each of us pick one. And we talk about whatever the hell we can based on that one word that each of us picks. You've been here before. If you're starting at episode 34, you're weird, but welcome. Thank you. Okay. Is there anything else that we do before we start, or do I just go ahead and start?
No, you just start.
Okay. It's been a long day. Give me a break. Okay, I'm starting. I picked a word. My word that I picked is cello. We're going hard on this episode. Let's go.
Brain function is very limited.
Yeah, man. Just no thoughts, just vibes this episode.
Vibe.
So
totally vibing, dude.
Yeah, bruh. So this week my word is cello. As in cello.
What are you doing, dude?
It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese.
What's mine say? Dude, what's mine say? Sweet. What does mine say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. Oh
boy. Okay. No, my word really is cello. I want to ask you, what is your favorite composition by Yo-Yo Ma? That's what we're going to be talking about. No, not really. We're just going to be talking about scores, movie, TV, and video game. I'm going to limit this discussion to sort of non-verbal scores, right? Because like Guardians of the Galaxy has a great sort of soundtrack, but I wouldn't call that like a score, right? So non-verbal music in a piece of media, bonus points if it includes a cello.
You're really limiting me there, brother.
I mean, it's bonus points. Just think, I don't even want to say symphonic because it doesn't necessarily have to be. But yeah, let's get into it, yeah?
Sure.
How about for movies? You got anything, or do you want me to go first? I think I have a...
You can go first while I ponder my choices.
Okay, I'm going to do what I do anytime we're talking about media. I'm just going to bring up my media library and fucking look through that. But my first pick is definitely Pirates of the Caribbean. It's so good. Like, he's a pirate. It's just a good time. That score, and I think it's cello-y. I think it's got cellos in it. So yeah, you know how it is. Do you even know what I'm talking about? Like the score to Pirates of the Caribbean?
Maybe.
With like Jack Sparrow. The song is like
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so very good.
I'm trying to think because like I'll remember things when I hear them, but I don't know if I necessarily remember pieces of music that certain ones. The like backing music to like the ripping through space and time scene in Interstellar. That one was that was really good. I think it's Hans Zimmer does it.
I mean, you could guess Hans Zimmer or Danny Elfman or John Williams, and that covers about 50% of movies. So
yeah, and Interstellar has a phenomenal soundtrack, like musically scored soundtrack.
Okay, that's
one that sticks out for me. That's the thing. Most of the ones that are memorable for me have lyrics.
I mean, then then do that.
I mean,
Is
you're
it?
opening a, well, I don't know. There's just so many good ones. I mean, you have obviously like Eye of the Tiger with Rocky and like tons of different iconic
I think
songs.
I will allow you to choose one with lyrics if it was an original song for the movie.
Ooh.
Like Hero for Spider-Man 3
Oh, that's such a phenomenal
or
song too. That song does
or
not get enough credit.
Vindicated.
Yeah.
Vindicated for Spider-Man 2, I would put above that. But yeah, no, I agree. That song, I don't know. I'm coming around on Nickelback. Nickelback is like, you gotta, yeah, give it to them.
Here's my thing. People can say that they just continually make the same song and everything sounds the same. There's plenty of bands that do that don't fucking have hit after hit after hit after hit. Making a
Yeah.
hit song takes fucking talent. Like,
And also, people fucking love Metallica. So
Uh-huh.
what's the difference between Metallica making the same album over and over and Nickelback, using the same chords and songs?
I think we're both missing one that's super pertinent. Lose Yourself was written
Was that made for the
for
movie?
8 Mile.
Okay. I don't even know if I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible. I will also put up the soundtrack for Birdman. Did you ever watch that movie
I don't think so.
with Michael Keaton? It was like the beginning of Michael Keaton's renaissance, right? But the soundtrack, the score to that movie is incredible. It's like so much percussion. It's just some dude just wailing away on a drum set, but it's absolutely incredible.
It sounds it. I'm trying to. There's a lot of them that I know are not made for specific, like made for the movie, but they just like remind me of it. Like,
Yeah.
Danger Zone, I think it is,
Yep.
or no. Yeah, is that the name of the song?
Danger Zone, yeah, by Kenny Loggins.
The no, I don't know. Ground Control.
Oh, Space Oddity?
Yeah, in Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Why was I thinking No, Danger Zone is Top Gun.
Yeah, Danger Zone's from Top Gun.
Yeah, but I'm just like
Which
picturing
is
the scene in
it's
Mr.
really
Deeds.
Top Gun. I don't know if this is a hot take, but Top Gun is like not a very good movie. I don't know why people are so crazy about it. I watched it
It's nostalgic.
from beginning to end. I know, but I watched it from beginning to end for the first time not that long ago. Nicole and I watched it, and we were both like, "What is with this movie?" Like
If you
it's
don't
just
watch it when it happens, you lose it. And that's exactly why I feel the way I feel about Star Wars, I think. I did not watch them growing up. I can appreciate why people like them, but for me, they're meh. Don't care. It's just like if you're not in it when it happens, just doesn't do it for you.
I guess. Sure.
Oh.
I can understand that.
And I'm skipping one, a perfect one, a Shallow, where a Star is Born.
Oh, okay. I will have to take your word on that one.
Oh, have you ever seen that movie?
No, I have not seen the movie. I don't think I've heard the song.
Oh, well, I would highly recommend watching the movie and listening to the song. It's actually very good.
Well, maybe I will. Now what? What else was there? I was going to bring up something else. Oh, what about like Inception?
Inception's was
Right?
good. Yep.
Inception, like that blah blah, like that is it's their wake up song slowed way down. It's the same song, just the score for the movie is that song slowed way down, and it's incredible. And it also sort of changed the landscape of movie music. Like that big bassy drone became a thing after Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up in movies? I mean, there's Lord of the Rings, and come on.
I mean, there's a ton, but like, I don't know.
I know.
I feel like ones without lyrics are ones that you would like. If I hear it, I would recognize where it's from, but it's not something that I think about or sticks in my brain. Certain ones
yeah,
do, obviously, but most of the time, and this is why most of the stuff now, like most bigger commercial movies, will have a lot of stuff that has lyrics because people tend to, I think, grasp onto those more.
Sure. Yeah.
I just
It's easy. It's easy. That's the easy route, right? Like it's not cheap, but it's easy.
Oh, it's easier to make somebody feel something with words than it is with just notes.
Well, it's easier to make someone feel something with a song they already know.
Yeah.
Than otherwise. Even if it has words, having an original song is not as marketable
Yeah.
It's not as catching. Like, you can catch people's nostalgia, you could catch their emotional investment if you use a song they already know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm also, wow, how did I not think of this one? You Got a Friend in Me.
That's a good one.
It's definitely up there.
How about what's the song that Smash Mouth did for Shrek 2?
Oh, I can't, hold on. Looking it up.
It's a cover though. I'm a believer.
Yeah, I'm a believer. It was still good though.
I mean, sure.
Circle of Life, The Lion King. And there's a lot of good Disney ones. Like, Disney's really good at making.
Disney, yeah, will shell out the money for a good composer.
Yeah, I mean, you could think about it like the Bare Necessities and Jungle Book, Whole New World and Aladdin, like the Mohana song, Let It Go and Frozen.
Yeah, Let It Go 2 from Frozen 2.
Let It Go 3 from Frozen.
Yeah. Two letting two go. Okay. Let's move on. This is just going to be the episode. We're just going to do this, but in different media sources. So let's do TV shows next. Do you have TV shows that have some sort of musical hook to you?
I mean, I guess it's the ones that have theme songs mostly.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with TV. There's a lot more time to fill, right? So a theme song that has a really good, what's called a leitmotif, which is a theme that can be built on in several different situations.
Yeah.
Think this may seem like a stupid example, but it's one of the best examples. Is think Family Guy, right? Anytime, like, it seems today that theme is used. Yeah, I know, but that is used so often. Like, something sad will happen and it'll be like, nah, 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 nah.
Yep.
It's like, it uses that in so many different ways, and that's a leitmotif.
All I can think about for TV shows is forgetting Sarah Marshall when Jason Segel is scoring the fucking criminal show thing. It's like,
it looks like he won't be.
Just go with something nice and calm and somber.
Yeah. Okay. The obvious pick for this is Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Ramin Djawadi had such a good score in that whole TV show. It was absolutely incredible, and the music was recognizable episode over episode. Like, whenever you heard the Reigns of Castamere come on in that show, you knew something was about to go down. And I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's the number one, almost maybe objectively the best music in any TV show. But I will say The Leftovers. Ooh, The Leftovers music was good.
See, I'm thinking about, like, not specifically music, but sounds inside of TV shows that are memorable. Like the sound of in Lost that the quote unquote monster that they think is making, like that random sound that they hear.
Yeah.
That's memorable for me. Or in The 100, which I don't know if you've watched, they hear this random sound and they find out it's coming from like another civilization inside this like barricade.
Oh, spoopy.
Yeah. Obviously
there's gotta be.
Jeopardy has pretty memorable.
Man, I don't even know, when I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if I know what the Jeopardy theme music sounds like.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, there's the Final Jeopardy music, and I know that, but I don't know if I could tell you.
No, it's like the.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I could tell you. I don't know if I could identify the music that comes before. This is Jeopardy.
With your host, Alex Trebek.
Not
anymore. But.
Wait, was it Alex? I thought it was Alec.
Alec, one of those.
Oh, I mean, they're different names. Who's hosting now? Is it Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings?
I do not know.
I think they switch on and off. I know it's definitely Mayim Bialik sometimes, at the very least, which I'm not mad about.
No.
Jeopardy host
You know, I'm not even
Ken
ashamed.
Jennings.
You know, one of my
Eh?
most memorable like television intros is the Golden Girls. Bing, 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 thank you for being a friend.
Okay, sure.
That just I could just play it in my head as soon as I think about it. Or I think anybody that grew up in the same era us, obviously the in West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know the song. I never really watched or cared for the show.
Oh, I watched the absolute piss out of the show.
Hot take. Show your support by enabling advertisements. Okay, back button.
Yeah, enable your advertisements. Support them.
I say fart noise to that. Yeah, it looks like Ken Jennings and Mayim Bialik host sort of on and off. Important information.
Oh, and Full House. That's another good one.
I keep looking at this. There's got to be like a theme that sort of plays recurringly in Dragon Ball Z, but I can't think of one.
Yeah, you know what it is? Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, this is like surprisingly tough for me, but like I said, I know like songs and situations, but I think we talked about it before. Like I have an entire playlist of just songs that in my brain fit situations for like first movie scores or television scores, and like it's just a track list of songs that fit certain scenes in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's cool. That's an idea that I've been wanting to copy since you told me that, and I haven't put the time into actually doing that.
I do it all the time, but I also find a ton of new music all the time, and most of it's from TikTok, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I put some thought into this not that long ago. I remember you saying something on the show where you were like you just sort of feel more about music than me or something like that. It wasn't like a judgment call or anything. It was, and I don't think that's wrong, but I realized that for me, like an emotional bond gets created in music based on basically an album. Like if I connect, like a connection to a single song for me is not all that strong, but a connection to an album, if I find an album that I listen to front to back and it hits me hard, like that is what gets me.
No, I think it was more along the lines of like a singular note or like the pitch of somebody's voice can just like send shivers down my whole body.
Yeah. See, for me, if it's a particular thing, it's almost always like basically weird time signatures.
Yeah, I think that probably comes from just like being involved in band all the time and like liking that like jazzy style of
probably
things.
But yeah, something that throws me off, like that'll hook me on a single song, but or even not even like just a weird turnaround sometimes will hook me. But yeah, mostly it's that album.
Yeah,
if I can reliably put on a whole album and listen to it several times.
Oh, you mean like Funhouse Mirrors?
I'm hooked. Yeah, like Funhouse Mirrors.
You know what's crazy is I found this person on TikTok. He has a song called Golden Hour, and it just like took the internet by storm. So much so that like people are performing it on The Voice as their song.
Oh,
it's like, man, can you imagine going from like somebody that has quite a substantially small following to having your song performed live on television? I mean, granted, it's by somebody else, but it said his name and the song title underneath the artist's thing on the show.
That's huge.
Like, it's just crazy to go from like that to that in such a short. I mean, it's only probably been like 3 months since I think he posted the original clip.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll have to look that up. What's the artist's name?
I don't know if it's Juke or Jake, technically. JVKE. I'm not sure how he pronounces it. The uses of V. Yeah,
I think it would be Juke based on like churches.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't know if he used the V as like an upside down A. You never know with
I suppose
artists.
that's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing that I'll mention is just like anime in general.
Yeah, it's gonna
For
be
some reason,
gonna
anime
be a you thing.
soundtracks are so good. Yeah, I know. I have a song from an anime as my ringtone. You know, Cowboy Bebop, like the opening theme to Cowboy Bebop is incredible. Have that on playlists. I have a few songs from Cowboy Bebop on playlists.
I will say I didn't play it a lot, but the Kingdom Hearts soundtracks were always phenomenal.
Okay.
I don't know.
Disney.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll move along. Well, you're ahead of me. We'll move along to video games.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you have a particular soundtrack in a video game? I kind of expect you to have an easier time with, because video games are like more interactive.
Yeah.
It's easier to sort of form a bond with with like a particular soundtrack.
I mean, it'd be hard for me not to
song.
say New World soundtrack because it's really good.
Yeah,
it's very good,
is.
and I've obviously been sinking a lot of time into it lately, so it's just it's really well done. Not only the soundtrack, but their ambient sounds in the game are just phenomenal.
Yeah, the sound design in that game I've noticed, is very good. Sky hates the music.
Really?
I think it's more the mix. He like turns the music down in the game. I don't know if he turns it off completely, but he at the very least turns it down because the music is too loud compared to everything else for him. I think. I'll ask him about it, and then this will come out in a couple weeks, and he'll yell at me about it again.
Oh, that's funny.
But
I wouldn't say the next is a score technically, because there's songs like words in it, but Tony Hawk soundtracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pro Skater 2. Phenomenal.
See, those are soundtrack. That's a soundtrack. But yeah, that is incredible. I mean, all those songs on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 are certified bangers.
Yep. Madden 2005 was the same way.
Yeah. Is that the one with the Lost Prophet song in it?
Yeah, I believe so.
That dude was a fucking scumbag.
That's very well. doesn't make the whole soundtrack bad.
I know, but like, have you heard about the guy from Lost Prophets? Like, what a big, actual, like, huge piece of shit he is.
Nope.
Sort of not. This is not like a political statement or anything. He was like, I want to say he was like a child molester or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
like openly. Yeah.
Openly fucked up.
Basically, hold on. I have to look this up.
Oh yeah,
because
convicted sex offender and former lead singer of the Welsh rock band's Lost Prophet, Ian Watkins.
Yep. Oh yeah. Don't even bother looking it up. It's so fucked up.
Huh.
I saw it as like someone on Twitter like asked who is the most evil musician ever or something like that. This was a while ago, before all the Kanye stuff. But and Kanye is just a wacko. Like he hasn't done anything legitimately evil just yet. But there was a video response to that was like, how is nobody talking about this guy? And they like went over just how fucked up all the shit that Ian Watkins did, and it is. I'm getting like a snapshot from just scrolling Google, and it. Yeah. Don't even go further than that. You really don't want to.
No, I saw one line, and that was enough for me to stop.
It's messed up.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay. Video game soundtracks is what I'm tasked with talking. I've tasked myself with talking about. Honestly, the first thing that ever comes to mind when I think about video game soundtracks is Bastion.
I didn't play enough of it to have any remembrance of the music.
Oh man, Bastion's soundtrack is incredible. I played this game like near when it came out. Okay, the last time I played this game was in 2016. I still have 2 songs from this game on in my Spotify library. It's so good.
I mean, I think Halo, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I love every couple of years when a video of boys singing the
Just-
Halo theme in a bathroom.
Yeah, in a bathroom
Comes
or
on.
like in a parking garage or something.
Yeah, in a parking well.
Or like in
anywhere.
a giant venue, and like they're just standing at the top of us, like a balcony that looks over everyone, just
Yeah.
and everybody just looks at them, starts doing it.
It's so good.
Indeed.
I will point out specifically the ladder scene in Metal Gear Solid 3. I love that song.
True.
Snake Eater. Whose idea was it? What a wild thing to be like, okay, I want this song to be in the game and I want the player to be controlling the character during the song, but I have to make sure the whole song plays. So we'll just make him climb a ladder that is the length of the entire song.
Yeah.
Like,
that was so crazy.
Like, how fucking long is this ladder? What am I climbing up the goddamn Empire State Building? So fucking funny.
And then there's the Metal Gear. They had the same guy that did Enemy of the State. Did the composing for that do Metal Gear Solid?
Just at full stop, Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounded like you were going to say a number after that.
He had some pieces in some of two of the earlier ones, but I think he did almost all of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Ooh.
Let me look up his name. Harry Gregson Williams.
Sure.
Made his name in as a TV and film composer before dipping his toes in the world of video games. Films like Enemy of the State and Shrek gave him a suitability cinematic background before he started his work on legendary Metal Gear Solid games with electronic effects over an orchestral bed. Williams perfectly captured the espionage feel of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's great. You know, there's sort of two ways to go about a great soundtrack, right? There's either the one that sticks in your head and stays with you, or it's the one that like embodies the game so well that it fades into the background.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what New World is for me.
Yeah.
Like, I have to actively like turn my ears up to listen to it sometimes.
But you would recognize the absence.
Yeah. It adds to the immersion.
Right. Let's see. What other games have really great soundtracks? There's so many. Outer Wilds has really great music, to the point that there's one particular theme that sort of plays throughout the game, and I had it stuck in my head for like a month after I finished that game.
I think Skyrim has a really good score as well. I mean, here's the thing. I think fantasy games all have, for the most part, have really solid soundtracks or scores.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's a really crucial part of immersion in those games. Like, helps people feel part of the world.
Mm-hmm. I will point out Cuphead. I agree with what you're saying. It fleshes out the world and gives your senses something to latch onto, basically while you're running from point to point.
Yeah,
because that's what a lot of those games are.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like I have a better relationship with music in smaller games than in these like big epic games.
You play a lot more smaller games.
That's true. Like Celeste. Celeste has an incredible soundtrack. People fucking love this soundtrack. It goes so hard too. The composer is Lena Raine, I believe. I think she's made music for a bunch of other games now, but she like broke out with Celeste, and it's a electronic soundtrack, but like I said, it just goes so hard. It's incredible. I would, if you're not going to actually play Celeste, I would actually just recommend trying to listen to the soundtrack, because some of the songs are phenomenal.
You know what? I will listen to it tomorrow at work. Oh, speaking of listening to stuff, did you do your Spotify Wrapped?
I did. I was kind of mad about it.
Take a guess at the number of minutes I listened to this year.
Can I look at mine
Yes.
first?
Sure.
Okay. Oh wait, will it show me my actual Wrapped on?
On the app? Yeah.
I have to do it on the mobile app.
Once you do, I'll
Okay,
text you. I'll send you a text of it so I can get your reaction.
Okay. Let's see how to find it. No. I want to see my Wrapped. Show me my Wrapped. Which slide does it show you the minutes on?
Like third maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if I can get back to it. I looked at it so long ago.
It was all the way at the bottom of the home screen for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to make sure that that's turned down.
Yep.
Okay. An educated guess. How many minutes you listened to, huh?
Yeah. So how many did you listen to?
Not telling you.
Not telling me. Okay.
We're guessing each other's.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll
Okay.
guess each other.
I'm gonna guess that you listened to 28,000.
28,000. You say?
Yeah.
Okay. And I am going. So this is tricky for me because I don't think you use Spotify for podcasts, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna say 6,500 for you.
Okay.
And now,
okay,
I will send you.
We'll go ahead and exchange some pictures. Boom. Hot damn. What do you just keep it on all the time?
I listen to it at work. I listen to it at work, and I listen to it when I'm playing video games a lot of the time. So like, I'm listening for minimum of 8 hours a day.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So hold on. Let's do this math. Say it out loud.
So, my minutes listened in 2022 were 132,634 minutes.
Yes. That is 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Almost exactly 6 hours a day for you.
Yep.
Too fun, Josh.
Yep. I'm always listening to music.
I got close, right? I was only
104,000 off.
Yeah, 104,000 off.
To be fair, I was substantially off for you. I didn't expect yours to be that high because you guessed. Well, here's the thing: I didn't expect yours to be that high because you guessed mine to be so low.
Yeah.
So, like, in my brain, I was like, "Well, if he thinks if I listen to that much, his has got to be way lower than that."
I mean,
because I know you consume a lot of podcasts. So I'm assuming that takes up a lot of your like audiobooks and podcasts. So I was like, well,
yeah, but that's not on Audible.
No, it's not on Spotify.
Or Spotify.
That's what I'm saying. So I was taking that out of the equation. I was like, well, that's going to be substantially less then.
I mean, I listen to a lot just sort of around the house, but like not like that much, you know. And I listen like in the car, so maybe like. Well, I mean, what does mine work out to? 19,000.
Let's see.
Divided by 365. Okay, it's less than an hour a day.
Yeah,
it's like 52 minutes a day is what I listen to. That's about right. Like
71%. That's more than 71% of more than listeners, and mine's more than 99%.
Yeah. I'm in the 71st percentile, which is respectable. Like I listen to more music than most people. A lot more than most people.
This couldn't have been more. I sent you this slide too, but this couldn't have been more accurate for me. The adventurer, you're a seeker of sound. You venture out into unknown, searching for fresh artists, deeper cuts, new tracks, especially gems not yet found. Like, that's accurate.
Okay, how accurate is your most listened to song?
Very accurate.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, mine's so fucked up. My most listened to song, according to Spotify, is "My Own Worst Enemy" by Lit.
Really?
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
No, that song that is at the top of mine, called "Fuck Flowers," is on my "A Walk Through Life" playlist, that movie soundtrack playlist, and then a lot of the other ones are either on that one or I have one that's just called Vibes. That I just put like new, fresh songs that I vibe to in. I make a new one of those like every year.
Yeah.
It's like I have my tried and true playlist, and then I make a new one that's just like, okay, I need fresh music.
How many does this tell? Do you have the slide that tells you how many songs you played?
Yeah.
I played 2,074 songs.
I played 6,640.
Okay. I listened to 1,088 artists this year.
Let me see. What slide is that on? Damn it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is it under the top artists thing?
It's actually before my top artist slide.
Okay. I listened to 2,545. So not too many more than you.
No.
Then my number one artist is Andrew Janakos. He's a country singer.
Yeah.
I listened to 5,993 minutes.
Damn.
Top 0.001%.
Second to last slide. What is your like personality thing? I feel like this is gonna be good. How do you keep doing that?
Because every time I go into it, it keeps unmuting itself.
Turn your volume down.
No. Second to last slide, you said?
Yeah. Oh, why can't I go back now?
What am I looking for?
Your like personality.
Oh, that's what yeah, I read that one before. The Adventurer. A seeker of sound. You venture out into the unknown, searching for fresh artists, deeper cuts, newer tracks, especially gems not unfound. Exploration, newness, variety, uniqueness.
Okay, let's see. I got the Time Traveler. Exploration, timelessness, variety, uniqueness.
Pretty
Pretty
similar.
This is just becoming a fucking Enneagram podcast now.
Yeah. Hey, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. Okay. My loose end is Spotify Wrapped.
I like it.
So I think that's gonna wrap it up for me.
My most played song was that for my most played song was the one that I said is 375 times.
Damn. What was it? Last year, my Wrapped, my most played artist was Peach Pit, and I was in the top 0.2% or something.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I listen to. I have a desire like randomly all the time to listen to Black Licorice. I'll just be like, you know what? I really want to hear that song. But that's because it fits into that A Walk Through Life playlist.
Yeah, it's such a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my wrap up one.
Top artist. Okay. Hell yeah. You know how happy it makes me to see Marlon Craft on your top artist?
This is really, I listened to that album quite a bit.
To go from like not knowing at all to like in your top artist is just so good. Yep.
And then earlier in the year I sort of rediscovered My Chemical Romance. And I was like
jamming.
I was like, yeah. I go through like phases. I listen to a lot of music and then I don't listen to music because I get tired of it. I'll listen to more books or podcasts or whatever, and then I'll go back to music. And this year I went back and I started listening to all the stuff that I listened to like back in high school and college, and I was like, holy shit, this music fucking slaps.
Yep. Oh, it does too.
And My Chemical Romance fucking slaps.
I love the album with Helena and stuff on it. I listen to that quite frequently.
3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
And then even the EP before that has what is The Art of Dying, I think was one of the songs. Or
I don't even know that one.
Let me see here. I want to know.
It's just I mean it's their 2 albums. I'll listen to Danger Days every so often, but really it's Welcome to the Black Parade and 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
I didn't care for Welcome to the Black Parade as much as everyone else.
I would recommend giving it another chance. Give it a listen all the way through, because I thought that too until I actually went and listened to the whole thing, and it's like a masterpiece of a whole album, and I think it gives you a better appreciation for each individual song also. But to each their own. I'm not going to force you to like it.
No,
so
I mean, it couldn't anyway.
I will and I can.
I brought you my bullets. You brought me your love is the name of it. It came out in 2002, and the song was Drowning Lessons was the one I was thinking of. Like that specific song in there. Oh
yeah,
what a great band. I started listening to Hawthorne Heights again recently.
Hell yeah. I put Ohio is for Lovers on my on my like songs.
It's impossible not to scream that song.
I know, it's so good.
And then, what's the name of this song? Oh, hold on. My brain's got a thing. I'm literally playing it in my head, but I can't think of the name of it. Yes, for scream. You hear me typing?
I mean,
Anthem of Our Dying Day by Story of the Year.
Oh yeah, fuck, that album is so good. I gotta go listen to that album.
Slaps, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep. That Story of the Year does not get enough love.
No, they do not. Not even close. Well,
what is Take the Ride?
Let me see. Actually, I have
They just released an LP that has art reminiscent of Page Avenue, and I'm wondering what this is gonna be. The Heart of Polka is still beating. Why is this on Story of the Year's page?
You know who else doesn't get enough love? The Cartel.
It's just Cartel, isn't it?
Yeah. Amber Pacific, The Starting Line, Matchbook Romance. I mean, obviously,
Matchbook Romance.
Census Fail, you can never.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just looking through I have a playlist called Old Men in Skinny Jeans. It's just all my old high school songs.
I added this playlist to my library, songs you once had as your MySpace song.
Oh yeah. You know what?
And this is a good one.
You know what goes overlooked, and I never think to myself, but it's one of my top albums of all time, is My Dinosaur Life by Motion City Soundtrack. I absolutely fucking love that album so much.
We listened to the hell out of that album, and I try to go back to it every so often, and I don't like the album as a whole. There's still good songs on there, but they get kind of old to me. Motion City Soundtrack, just in general, sort of wears out their welcome really quick.
I could listen to Worker Bee and Delirium over and over and over again.
Delirium is good. History Lesson's really good too.
Yeah. Hysteria.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great album.
Oh man, now are we just old men in skinny jeans?
We are.
Fuck,
Jimmy's World. Oh, and this one, which I think we mentioned before, but Almost Here by the Academy is such a great album.
You know what's a great album? The Don't You Fake It by the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like this is one of those albums where anytime I hear a song from it, I'm like, oh man, that song's awesome. I know it. And how do I know it? But it's just a great album.
Yep.
Oh man.
Well, I guess we'll make our way into my word, or else we'll be here reminiscing for the rest of the night.
We should probably, before someone brings up Blink 182 or Yellow Card.
Oh. Don't do it to me. I'm gonna stop talking and just put music on, and we're gonna sit here in silence.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The rest of this episode is just going to be us listening to Americana by The Offspring.
You're just gonna listen to us make audible noises to our reactions of hearing old songs once again.
Wide awake, I don't give a shit if they even help us wake up in the morning.
Oh man, to be in high school again.
Yeah, I will say, like, because we're old, we really don't give. Modern music is still good. I can't remember I can never remember what the name of the band is called, but I listened to like a modern pop punk album, and it was really good.
Oh, there's a ton of great ones.
And then I wiped it from my head.
Bands you should listen to: State Champs, Loveless,
Magnolia. I tried State Champs, didn't care for it.
Magnolia Park.
Okay.
Trying to think of some other ones.
Shit, what was this band? I remember the album art, but I can't remember the band. You should start on your topic, Josh.
Yeah, about that. My topic for today is water. How fitting with the way we started the episode. Water.
Yep.
Made me think about people's fears. I just had a conversation with somebody the other day, like how obviously like I've swam in the ocean and stuff, but like Thinking about the fact that we don't know what's at the bottom of the ocean is fucking freaky.
Yeah,
There's parts that we of our own planet that we've never seen.
sure.
Like, I mean, even for that matter, like we really don't know what's at the center. I mean, like not truthfully.
I mean, sure, I guess. Like, if volcanoes are Earth's pimples, like what the pus that comes out of them is like coming out of the center of the Earth. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. But that doesn't mean that that's all that's there. I'm saying that there's like possibility.
Ooh, you
You know
talking
what I
about
mean?
mole men?
Yeah, mole men or like complete like Earth core city. Like there's possibility. Like we know just as much about what's at the bottom of the ocean as we do about like certain things in space. It seems like it's just nuts to think about that.
Yeah.
But we get into like people's fears and like people some different things that people are scared of. I don't know if we talked about this or not. I feel like we did. But like I never really had a fear of heights, but recently I wouldn't say I'm afraid of them, but like they make me uneasy, whereas they never did before. But like now I'm like, I think it's just with getting old and like valuing my life more than I did when I was younger.
Sure.
I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I don't want to be anywhere near the edge of anything.
Yeah.
Keep me on the ground.
Who was it? I think it was some comedian who was describing his fear of heights, and he was like, "It's not that I'm afraid of falling; it's that I'm afraid of jumping." He's like, "I'm afraid that whatever keeps my self-preservation active is just going to turn off, and I'm going to go. I wonder what happens if I do this."
YOLO.
Yeah,
Yeah, and just jump off. Yeah.
He's afraid of letting the intrusive thoughts win.
You know what it is? I think it's like I think about things more now. Like even with like the ocean stuff that never crossed my mind before. And like
Oh yeah.
I willy-nilly like went and swim in the ocean, and actually I don't know if we talked about this or not, but when I went to California for work, we went to Venice Beach, and there's like 8 of us. We're all from East Coast. Like grew up not super close to the water or whatever. We're out on the beach, we're out in the ocean, we're like having a good time. I don't know, we're probably like 10 feet to the bottom where we're out to, and we look around and we're like, there's nobody near us. Like, why is nobody near us? And then like a few minutes later we see the helicopters go by, and the sirens go off, and they're like, shark sighted. Like we find out like they sighted a shark like 2 miles away from there, and it's like the #1 spotting area for great white sharks on that coast. And it's like,
Yeah,
we just don't even think about it. But like people that live there don't go out that far, because like, I mean, you're just asking for something bad to happen. And it's like, you don't think that 10 feet of water is a lot, but like that's enough.
Yeah,
There was like
you can
100
drown.
yards.
You can drown in like 6 inches of water. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't so much mean with drowning. It's more like all different kinds of sharks can just like be there, and you would never know.
But I mean to like, I don't think I have a better way of saying it.
Yeah. Like I didn't think of, we didn't even think about it then, but now like the thought of like, I'm like, why the fuck would I ever go in the ocean? Like,
yeah, right.
Like I have no desire to ever set foot in the ocean again. Like I'll walk my feet across in the water at the edge, but like to just like go out and hang out in the ocean, nah, I'm good. I'll just hang out in the bathtub if I really want to get wet. Like,
yeah, I think that's about right. The big bathtub.
Yeah, like
I'm cool with that.
We have pools that don't have sharks in them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that people, build pools in their yard when they live on the ocean.
Yeah, it reminds me of, we might have talked about this in like one of the earlier episodes, but I went to Florida for work, and we stayed at like in the Sound of Florida, like in between Florida and Miami.
Okay.
And the house that we rented was literally walk out the back, and you're like, the water is literally in between you and Miami. Like, so my bosses brought their fishing rods, and we're fishing out the back, the back of the house. My boss catches something and reels it in, and it's a baby hammerhead shark. This thing is like maybe 18 inches long, like, not super big, but like he tries to like put his foot down on it to get the to like control it while to take the hook out of its mouth. And
Okay.
he like gets it off, and as he gets the hook out, this thing starts just flailing, and he like goes to pick it up to throw it, and it like reaches
Nah.
back to bite him, and he like drops it, and the thing lands like on the edge of the saltwater pool, and he grabs it just before it falls in by the tail and just whips it out into the water. And I'm like, what would we have done if we were like, I mean, they're not going into the pool to get it. Like it's a saltwater pool.
Yeah,
like
right.
be like sorry Airbnb people, but there's a shark in your pool. Can we have a refund? Because like it was here when we got here, I swear.
Oh man.
I'm like,
That's
that
no
could have been
good.
so bad.
Yeah. That's no good.
Yeah, so yeah, sharks, yeah, don't really fuck with them. Don't uh, Sharks, big octopuses, anything
I can
like.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah, dog. Like, I'm confident in some land, creatures that I could, I'm not afraid of them. I could fuck them up if I needed to. Certain ones, some are just, still no match. But like in the water, nah, I ain't.
No.
Concede
No.
defeat. I could be bested by a goldfish if they tried hard enough in that shit. Like,
I mean, a big goldfish. Yeah, sure.
yeah, I mean that 67 pounder that the dude in France caught could
Yep.
probably fuck you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are there any things that scare you or make you uneasy? Like things that you either didn't used to or do now?
I don't know. I'm pretty neutral when it comes to like fears. I will say that like experiencing scale, I guess, is you know what it is? Actually, I think I know the name for it. It's megalophobia.
Okay.
Like the feeling of realizing how small you are.
Yep. The type of anxiety disorder in which a person experiences intense fear of large objects.
Yeah, I guess it's that.
I guess that it's basically the same thing as like
yeah.
the size of things and relative, like your size relative to the size of things.
Right. So I guess that's it for me, but I'm not even exactly afraid. Like it's not a phobia for me. I think that's why I've been listening to a lot of like horror stuff lately, and a lot of it is like cosmic horror stuff because it gives me that sort of sense. Like it's interesting to me
Yeah.
thinking how small like I am or even humans are in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It gives me a sense of the philosophical term for it is optimistic nihilism. The idea that you don't really matter and that's not a bad thing has been sort of giving me a little bit of ease
Comfort.
lately. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's like that sort of stuff I think is what I relate to most when it comes to a fear, but I don't know if I'm actually afraid, you know?
No, I mean it's the same thing. Like I feel like I'm kind of the same way with heights. That like I'm not actually afraid. Like it's not gonna stop me from doing it. Like I don't freeze up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just something like my brain thinks about it now. Like I never thought about these things before, whereas now I think about them. It doesn't like make me freeze. I'm not like not going to be able to do something because it's high up, but my awareness is like on another level now. Like self-preservation as you get older, I feel like just heightens.
Do you know the phenomenon call of the void is?
Mm-mm.
It's this, I guess in like kids terms, in like kids these days terms, it's it's the intrusive thoughts. But it's a sort of psychological phenomenon that's well documented. If you ever are it's that scene in Fight Club where they're driving, right? Tyler's driving and the narrator is in the passenger seat. Technically, he's driving. Spoilers for Fight Club. But he lets go of the wheel and veers into the lane and then veers off the road and just lets it happen. That idea is the call of the void. What if I just veered into the other lane? It's what that comedian was talking about. What if I just jump off the ledge?
Yeah.
And it's this psychological phenomenon that psychologists believe is a way for our brains to prepare us for, high intensity situations like that.
Yeah.
Considering the hypothetical of what do I do if I jump off a building prepares us for if we ever fall off of a large height,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Like while you're driving, thinking about what if I just veer into the other lane prepares you sort of psychologically for what happens if you ever see a car coming at you head on.
Hmm.
It's not that you want to do it, and practically nobody who experiences this acts on it. It's not a suicidal thing.
Yeah, it's like
It's
suicidal
just,
ideation without intent to do it.
yeah, kind of. I don't even know if it would be considered suicidal ideation because it's not exactly like I want this to happen.
Yeah.
It was like, what if I did something so dumb? You
What if I
know
was
that
a
it's a bad
stupid
idea, and
fuck?
you're like, what if? Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I don't know.
gotcha.
It's an interesting topic to me, and that sort of gets to me too. That
Yeah, I would say
it's
the oh, go ahead.
it's the loss of control. I think
See that
is what.
that gets me a ton. So like
Yeah.
I've had to kind of mentally block myself from thinking about death. Not
Mm.
because the thought of death scares me, but thinking about death too much like sends my brain into overdrive. Like my brain realizes that it can't come up with an answer.
Mm.
Like the unknown makes my brain go fucking haywire. Like,
Sure.
where
Yeah.
everything else I can, even if I'm not capable of doing something, I can look up an answer to something and be like, oh well, I'm actually not capable to do that, but I know what something is. And it's like nobody knows the answer to that, and that just fucks with me sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something. I mean, I think having that sort of primes you for like what the oh my god, my brain really is just
Mush.
going down the drain right now. Philosophy, Jesus.
Yeah.
I think what you're experiencing is like priming you for philosophical debates. And I heard someone recently like make the argument that philosophy should still be taught in schools, like secondary school, high school, right?
Hmm.
Because the way that we sort of exist in the world these days, these things come up and nobody ever talks about them. And then we have no way of framing our thoughts around these things.
Yeah.
Unless you specifically go out and seek philosophy, you're never really going to understand how other people think about things. And that makes people feel ostracized in
Yeah.
their own mind because they think other people don't think this way, and it's like a major problem in today's
See,
society
I have to
where
like
we're
it,
more connected and more separate from everybody else.
it hasn't been bad lately, but sometimes I'll be like, I have to put that thought into like Pandora's box
Mm,
because if not, like it'll keep me up. Like I'll have like 2 or 3 days where like I don't get any sleep almost because
mm,
every time I try to go to sleep, that's immediately the thought that comes into my brain, and my brain just starts just fucking throwing out every possible scenario and like what could happen. How do it's like internally my brain is trying to figure out if there's a way for me to solve the problem, and every time it gets to the end of the computation and there's no answer, it just fucking resets the loop because it can't deal with the fact that there's no answer.
yeah, yeah.
So I've had to like train
I
myself to be like, all right, you got to put this shit to the fucking back of your mind and just leave it there.
Yeah, I get that. There are certain topics that I get stuck on like that. I was listening to I was listening to this interview with basically a modern day Franciscan monk. They still exist
Hmm.
apparently, but he was talking about the idea of what is God.
Mhm.
And I got stuck on that for like months because it had never occurred to me to consider the existence of God as a word or a concept in different ways than the sort of locked down way that I was raised with, which is
Yeah.
a guy who controls our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's a topic that I get stuck on a lot, but you know, it in at the end of the day, I think I take solace in the fact that nobody really knows. Rather than be upset or perturbed by it, it sort of makes me feel a little better that nobody knows. Everybody's out here, but then it upsets me that everybody's out here like talking about how they know beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. For me, it's like,
So
I don't know. It's like a uncontrollable self-preservation that causes it.
sure.
Like
Yeah.
my brain is just not happy with the fact that it knows at some point it's not going to be alive anymore. Which is a weird fucking thought to have.
I mean, you were not alive before,
I know,
and that was fine for you, right?
but well, I don't know because I don't know what it was like before.
If you don't know, then you won't know in the future. If you were not in existence and now you are in existence, then you'll just go back to being not in existence. And if your self was fine not being in existence before, then it'll be fine not being in existence afterwards.
Yeah.
I have sort of inadvertently consumed um, a not insignificant amount of philosophy in the past few years. But that's the sort of stuff that philosophy sort of gives you a framework to start thinking about. You know, people like to joke about sort of the trite. Oh my god, I sound like a philosophy major. The trite distillations of philosophy, the oversimplifications of philosophy, right? Like people think, how stupid is it that someone could think, you know, to think is to be. Like you are, even if you're not thinking, like you still exist, but like it's not necessarily a given.
Yeah.
And you have to the study of philosophy from the way that people have been thinking about themselves for thousands of years is the study of people for these thousands of years.
Mhm.
And it's just nothing is set. I think that's what I come down to. Like control is a big thing for me. Like I hate traffic because I'm out of control of it. You know what I mean? And when I feel out of control, that's probably like in a real sense what I'm most afraid of is
Not
any
being in
loss
control
of
of your
control.
outcome.
Yes. But also like does it really at the end of the day does it really matter? Like
Because if you're out of control, you can't control the outcome. So
right. And we can't control the outcome on practically anything.
no.
So that's something that I'm coming to terms with. It's the reason why I have sort of actively stopped road raging in general.
Yeah.
Because what is it? I'm not in control of it. And if I'm getting mad about it, nothing is changing. And I'm just going to keep getting mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, something that you said sort of changed my way of thinking about that. You said this years and years and years ago, and it stuck with me ever since. And I finally put it into my brain in a way that it's useful. You told me, or I was driving and I was like, why does this shit always happen to me? I don't even remember what it was. And you were like, it happens to you because you notice it.
Yep.
And it's like, that's it. What
Mhm.
you're upset about is what you find.
Yeah. If you don't let things bother you, they won't bother you.
Yeah. And that's how I've actively been sort of behaving in a car or a vehicle for these past, I don't know, I've been working on it for like a couple of years. The only thing that really still bothers me is people just like, actually it's two things: people not using their directional and people not knowing how stop signs work.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those are more it's more that I'm upset at people for just like actively being unsafe
See, for
than
me,
I
it's
am
merging.
like yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I have to either speed up or slow down because the people merging don't know how to merge.
Yep.
I'm just like, man, like you're gonna cause an accident one day.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
and like they don't understand, and they'll be like, well, you should be moving over. Be like, well, my exit is the next one. If I move over, you fill the lane, I can't get off my exit. You're supposed to
Yeah.
merge with the traffic.
What do you, if you, yes, you should merge over, but in a real sense, the way that the way that exits are set up in Utica, sometimes you would move over, let them in, they would speed up, you would have to speed up, cut them off, and get off the exit.
Exactly, and that's
So
and it's at the same spot every time. It's getting on.
Can I guess where it is? Is it the Campion Road exit on 840?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When people get on to
It's where it turns into 8, right? Where, like, it's that transition from 840 to Route 8, and there's that on ramp, and then there's the exit ramp to Campion Road.
no, so I'm
Okay.
where I'm thinking is it's
Dang.
close. It's very close. It's coming from Campion Road onto 12, all right? And then the next exit is to get on to 840.
Yeah, okay.
It's right there. So
Yeah.
I need to get to that next exit to get off onto 840. And they are trying to get on. And it's like,
yeah,
I can't get over because then I can't get back into the lane immediately after.
Yeah, you would have, if you let them in, then you have to cut them off. So
yeah. So it's like, so I end up like slowing down most of the time or speeding up, whichever one I can do, let them in. And then sometimes, like the other day was the first time it really got to me because I almost came to a complete stop on the highway because they are going so slow, but not stopping that they are literally going to run into me and the guardrail at the same time. And I'm just like, I didn't know what to say. I'm just like,
yeah. What does this person think is gonna happen?
Like I just can't with some people.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that I've come to the conclusion that I think I've said this on the pod before, but defensive driving is misbranded. It's not defensive driving, as in like going slow and taking your time. It is predictable driving should be what it's called, because everybody else should know exactly what you're about to do. That's the most important thing. Yes, if you get into an accident going fast, you're gonna get more hurt, but you're going to get less accidents, even if you're going fast, if everybody else knows what you're about to do. And if you don't get into any accidents, then you're infinitely more safe than going slow.
True. You know what other one gets me too? And this one might just be a pet peeve for me, but okay, say you're at an intersection, right? And you are across the intersection. It's a four lane road.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to think the best way to explain this. Okay, do you know where Cliffs is on Commercial Drive?
No.
Okay. Well, let's just put it this way. So there's an intersection, right? And there's 2 turning lanes and 1 straight lane on one side of the road, and then on the opposite side it's the same. 2 turning lanes for them to turn left and a straight lane, right? And when the people in the turning lanes don't have their turn signal on just because they're in the turning lane, just gets me.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, I'm in the turning lane, I'm going to turn. Oh, I'm like, yes, but the person that's going straight doesn't know that you're without a shadow of doubt that you are definitely turning.
Yeah, you can't see the markings on the road from across the intersection.
Yeah, and it's like, just put your turn signal on so that the person across from you knows, so you don't end up with people holding up traffic because they're unsure of what you're going to do because you're not just signaling in advance to let them know, hey, I'm definitely turning, like that is my intent.
Yeah. I'm sure that I've said this before. Not using your turn signal is the ultimate form of laziness in today's society.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to complain about people who don't want to work anymore. The people who don't use their turn signals are the laziest motherfuckers on this entire planet.
Yep. I would
because it
100%
takes
agree.
No effort. It takes
your hand's already there.
It takes some effort. It takes the amount of effort of moving your fingers.
Yeah. It takes the same amount of effort as picking your nose.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, that gets me too, not using your turn signal. And in a situation like that, like, yes, you are in a turn lane. Technically, you shouldn't have to use it, but you play like you practice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find reasons to not use your turn signal sometimes, then you're not going to use it other times when you do need to.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've said that before too. This is deja vu.
Welcome to rant. Welcome to the rant podcast.
Yes. If you listen to this and you regularly don't use your turn signal, I have lost respect for you.
Yeah, I dislike you.
Yeah.
I don't wish anything bad upon you, but I hope you step on a Lego every day for the rest of your life.
I hope you lose one battery from every remote in your house every week.
Oh, you drop your remote every week and a battery just disappears.
Just one battery from the remote, yeah.
Ooh. I hope one sock for every pair of socks you have has a hole perfectly in the position where one of your toes goes through it throughout the middle of the day. Because that's just fucking annoying. So back back to topic.
What other low stakes curses can we put on people?
I hope you have a stuffy nose on one side of your nose all year long.
I hope that you never plug in a USB correctly on the first or second try.
I hope every fart you let out makes you think it might have been a shit. Oh, that would be torture. Just imagine that you're just like,
yeah.
Every time you fart, you got to go to the bathroom to check and see if there's a wet mark. Like that, the inconvenience that would cause.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yep.
I hope that you always have to sneeze, but never can.
Ooh, ow, that hurts. Oh,
yeah, that's a rough one. I don't know if I would actually wish that on anybody, for real.
Oof. Oh, that's difficult.
Okay, we should move on.
Yeah. Okay. My next, my final little segment I have for mine. I thought it would be fun to just go over some like funny phobias or weird phobias.
Okay.
So this one I thought was pretty good and fitting for today's day and age. Nomophobia is the fear of being without your mobile phone.
Okay, sure. Nicole would say I have this, but I don't know.
I don't even know how to pronounce this one. Arachibutyrophobia. Arachibutyro phobia.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was too quick.
Arachibutyrophobia. Anyway, it's the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth.
Arachibutyrophobia? Is how I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how I would say it. Huh. Okay.
Arithmophobia, obviously.
Why?
Fear numbers.
Why is this a fear though?
I don't know. It's the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. While the phenomenon has happened to everyone at one point or another, people with this phobia are extremely afraid of it. The severity of it varies from person to person. Some with this condition may be able to eat small amounts of peanut butter, but others will completely avoid eating it with fear of this happening.
Sure.
It is a rare phobia that can stem from a greater phobia of sticky things or fear of choking. It could stem from traumatic events with peanut butter, choking, or allergic reactions.
Arachis is Latin for peanut. Butiro is Latin for butter. So it's literally the fear of peanut butter.
Arithmophobia, fear of numbers.
I guess it's butire is how it's pronounced in Latin. So Arachis butyrophobia. Is it tires?
Yeah. Plutophobia, fear of money. Many people probably wish they had more money, but people with this fear, or for this phobia, fear money and wealth. People with this may fear wealthy people or fear becoming wealthy themselves, generally have dread towards money or dealing with it.
Sure. I get this one.
Xanthophobia, the fear of the color yellow.
That's rude.
People with this rare phobia are usually also afraid of any object that's yellow, such as school buses or flowers.
School buses are orange, aren't they?
They're like
it's technically an orange.
It's like a goldenrod, I would say.
School bus.
It's definitely school bus yellow. Definitely school bus yellow. It's like a
Okay.
goldenrod more color, I would say. A blutophobia, the fear of bathing. Fear of bathing, washing, or cleaning oneself.
Okay. So it's a Magic the Gathering convention.
Yeah. And then this one I thought was just weird. It's just so specific. Octophobia, the fear of the number 8.
Okay, sure. Wait until they learn about hashtags.
Yeah, right?
That's because the hashtag or the pound sign, it's called an octothorpe because it's got 8 intersections or 8 segments, something like that. I don't know, 8 somethings.
I'm just gonna. There's no way I'm pronouncing this, so I'm just gonna send it to you,
Okay, I'll try.
and it's gonna be funny.
I'll do me best. Where's it coming through?
In the live recording chat.
In the live recording chat. Oh, hippopotam monster sesquidaliophobia. Hippopotam monster sesquidaliophobia. I did hear about this one.
Fear of long words.
Yeah.
It's like they're just fucking with them. They can't even say what they're afraid of because it's what they're afraid of.
I have hippopotam monster sesquipedaliophobia.
They start to say it, they just scream.
Yep. Hold on, I have to find a clip now. Keep going.
Ergophobia. I have that one. Fear of work.
Everybody does, doesn't they?
Yeah. All right, this one's good. Phobiophobia. The fear of phobias.
The fear of phobias. All right, this is going in the episode channel.
Okay.
Which I realize now that I named channel 34 instead of episode 34.
Okay.
But this is what the hippopotam monster sesquipedaliophobia.
Oh, that's where you saw it. Learned about it. Nice.
No, it's not where I heard about it. It reminds me of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So go ahead and watch that. It's like 6 seconds. It's from Astiff movie.
I'm ready. Doctor, I'm afraid of backstories. When did this all start? Ah!
I'm afraid of backstories. When did this start?
That's good.
It's exactly the fear of long words.
Yeah.
Being a long word.
Yep, that's good. Well, I think that's everything on my list that I had written down that I thought were funny or intriguing.
Yeah.
But yeah, phobias and being afraid of stuff it's not fun, but can be funny. It's weird how things change as you get older too. Like things that you never thought about before can make you feel a different way.
Yep. There's always people always have the fear of getting older too.
Yeah, I don't really have that. I don't have that fear of getting older. It's just like
I know
the amount of experiences and stuff and how that becomes like part of you and the knowledge that like feels like I could feel the wisdom growing.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, damn, when they say, those old wise people, it's like, well, there's a reason. Like you had a lot of time to sit with yourself and stew and think things through.
Yeah. It's, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like as a kid, you think you're invincible and then you get older and you realize that you're not invincible. And that makes you think about things more. And the more you think about things, the more you're afraid of things, and it sucks and stupid, and everybody trying to make you afraid of everything, and everybody's afraid of everything. They're tucker gerbs.
Yep.
Yeah. And everybody's afraid of everything.
Well, I do not have a loose end this week, so with that, we're just gonna cut to the outro. So
okay,
we'll see you next week.
Thank you and congratulations for making it to the end of this episode of Quord on the Street. We have been your hosts, Vince and Josh. You can find us on our socials. You can find us on Twitter at Quord on the Street, QUORD on the ST. If you're listening to us on YouTube /Quord on the Street, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you're listening to us, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you can leave a review, please leave us a review. If you tell us what we can do worse, I promise I will read it on the podcast, unless it's just too mean.
If you have any need to contact us in a longer format, you can email us at quordonthestreet@gmail.com, Or you can visit us on our website, cordonthestreet.xyz. Feel free to leave us a voice message on there. If you want to reach out to us individually, you can get a hold of us at our personal Twitters. Mine is @I'mScuzzy, IMSKUZZEY.
And I am at V_C, spell out the underscore. We would finally like to acknowledge the people that made this podcast happen. Josh Wardle, who is the original creator of Wordle.
And Freddie Meyer, the creator of Quordle, who you can find on Twitter @Quordle.
And with that, we will just ask you, as always, to
Get the cord out.